backup just in case.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. What type of camera is that?
Is it a cam recorder?
Well, you've answered all my questions.
Yeah, we'll follow it up here. Welcome to Broken Home, the podcast where being broke ain't all bad. I'm your host, Jeremy Webb, and joining me this week, Beau Stegmann. You've often been mentioned on the podcast, so we're glad to get you in, mate.
Have I been mentioned on the podcast?
Oh, yeah. Quanti's dropped you, I think, twice in the last episode.
This is fucking bullshit. I might watch it now.
That's all right. It's just in that typical Quanti way where he has to mention the full name of the people that are involved.
Yeah.
Where he's just there. I was down there with friend of yours, Beau Stegmann. And
Yeah.
then continues on with the story. So
Did you notice that what your voice did just before was like when you did the introduction,
Yep.
you went into like a weird voice,
yeah.
and now you're talking normally again.
Yeah, I got to do the presenter.
But then
voice
when
for the
it's
intro.
like, welcome to Broken Homes, this is Beau Stegmann, this is Jeremy Webb, and today we have Beau Stegmann.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as what I just did.
No.
That was fucking pro.
You have the presenter voice though. You do the stage introductions and that kind of thing with that flair and voice. I'm only learning.
Yeah. Well, you just I like that you gave it a go, but I reckon you half-assed it, and I reckon you could do it again.
All right, do you want me to do it again now? Trying to
I want
impress
you to do it, but like fucking chest,
All right, I'm behind the desk.
and then
Alright,
also
chest up.
what you need to do is you need to just focus on the deepness of your voice and go monotone on the deepness.
Monotone on the deepness. So then only the
No,
flares are up.
just focus on the deep. Like I don't have a deep voice,
Mm-hmm.
a very nasally voice,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't go too deep, or else it would just sound
Right.
bullshit. So then you
Then
just
it's
go.
a voice you're putting on.
You just hold the deepness of whatever fucking deepness you have. So it's just like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage,
flexing on me,
Jeremy Webb. So that's what you got to do. It's like,
So I'm
welcome
staying
to. G'day guys, welcome to Broken Homes. I'm Jeremy Webb, and we're joined today by Beau Stegmann. You see how like that's still not deep, but I'm holding on to
Yeah.
what natural deepness there is in my voice. I'm just accentuating that and still talking with my chest.
Yeah, so then all your little bits sound.
So the filter
they
is
sound up, they
the
sound
filter
here.
is through the throat naturally,
Mhm.
but then you got to do it. So can you do
So
this
you want to
again?
sort of hear. I'm sitting here, but I'm up.
I actually don't like anything you're doing.
Well, you said be up, so I'm like,
Oh,
up
you
chest,
just
let's get
do
the
it.
posture
No,
right.
I've given up. But no, you do it again. But then I'm not. Then we'll move
Okay,
on.
one last note though, because my thing is always because the first word is welcome, and so I always go, is it? Where's
Welcome.
So you do welcome. All right.
No. But if I was doing a podcast,
Okay,
I'd
yeah.
be like, "Welcome to Broken Home." So it's
Okay,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
you got to get it. You got to get it real natural.
Mhm.
Welcome to Broken Home. Someone's just arrived at your
Yeah.
door.
Ah, welcome into Broken Home. Yeah.
Welcome
yeah.
to Broken Homes. I'm Jeremy Webb.
Whereas on the
we're
live show,
joined
because
by-
I've seen you doing the live hosting stuff, and that goes a little bit more like ring announcer with the welcome. Welcome, like it rolls into it, like we're rolling out the.
Ladies
Red-
and gentlemen, welcome to Burgers and Babes. I'm your host for this evening. We are having fun. We
We
are
are.
having a lot of fun. Bucks parties. We got prizes to give away, obviously.
I have loved the.
We have entertainment.
I've loved a couple of times catching your trivia where you'll give us the wink, like you're about to throw into your Burgers and Babes presenter voice, and it's very funny how there is actually that level of difference.
You know what's really funny is that no one has asked me to do that. I've just decided to do that.
Really? Because I turned up and you were doing it to like Quanti and Katie who I was there with, so I'm like, oh, it must be a thing he does. Because Quanti asked. I thought it was like a party trick people proed you for.
Oh, no, I meant like as in my job.
Oh.
They don't go, can you please sound like a fuckwit?
Oh,
I'm just like...
you've never got the specific note. Oh,
I'm just like, I'm going to sound like a fuckwit.
but it's like
It's
none
fun.
of it. It's fun. It fits.
It's fun,
Like,
it fits.
When you're there at the vibe, there's no one going, what's he doing the weird voice for? It's like, no, it's a bunch of lads having a great time.
What's the point
And
of
you
this
sound
podcast?
like a host.
What's the point of this?
Well, originally,
Is my mic on?
yes.
Cool. What?
Originally, the concept was,
Yeah.
and still is, it's like, I love things that are exclusively enjoyable for people who grow up broke. It's
Oh, hell
often-
yeah.
So it's like the original, like Oprah, the original one that really was the yes or no for people.
Yeah.
And I'll ask yourself, have you ever been to the tip with your dad and had a
Yeah.
great fucking time.
Man, I tell you what, I remember
That joy, that's the whole
I
point
tell
of the
you,
podcast.
this is my genuinely. I don't think I've ever said this story, but like
Awesome.
it's not even a good
What
story
happens
because
at the
it
tip
happens at the
stays
tip.
tip.
But I remember seeing this kid in
Mm.
it was like a couple years below me. His name was Jaden Peters, and there's this real strong-bodied, tall. He was like grade 4 when I was grade 6, but he
Yep.
was already taller than me and bigger than me. And
There was always like that kid in primary school, the Lenny kid, who's
Yeah.
just huge.
Jaden Peters, just this big aloof to use a fucking ZD fucking saying, big aloof of a kid, and so I see him at the fucking tip with my
Yep.
dad, and he's at the tip
Climbing
with
out of
his
bed.
dad, and I see him.
Yep.
And he sees me, and so we both walk over to each other. My dad's sitting there just throwing shit into a hole. His dad's throwing shit into a hole. And then I see him, and I was like, hey, man. And by the way, I don't talk to this guy a lot other than the fact that we're both at a tip.
Yeah.
And we're both like, we do. And I didn't know it then, but I think I know it now that it's just like, I'm a man that's at the tip with his dad. And like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
felt that as well. So we both walked up to each other, even though we don't talk at
Mhm.
school or whatever. And I was like, hey man, how are you? And he was like, I'm good, how are you? I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, just dropping some shit off. What are you doing? I was like, also dropping some shit off.
Just having the inverse conversation of like dads at like a kid's play area.
And that was it. And then we just, all right, well, good luck. Yeah, you too. And then we fucked off. And we were like 12, but I felt 40 in that moment.
Yeah.
I'm at the tip dropping some shit off. And
Like I
it
said,
was
it's the exact opposite of like, dads at the kid play center, because it's like they're there doing the actual thing. You're going over pretend to be men. It's just like, we're just dropping shit off with dad. Whereas you come over
yeah,
down the play park.
I don't particularly understand. I don't want to know but I don't particularly understand that reference. But like, it
No, go
does.
for it.
It fucking it feels manly
Yeah.
being at the tip, and I didn't know at the time, and I didn't even know it till I think now, where I was just like, that's the first time I went like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Feeling
And
like
I
grown man.
I genuinely have never been to the tip since.
Just can't replicate the feeling. Don't want to risk it.
No, I just don't have a car, and
Yeah,
so
that'll-
it's a lot of
that'll-
non-manly things about me. I
And
think
plus, once you learn that you get 2 hard rubbish pickups a year,
Am I
it's like,
getting caught on camera here?
yeah, you're good.
I'm relaxed. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought I didn't. Yeah,
No,
okay.
you good.
Yeah, we're feeling good.
It's a similar vibe when you see a kid when like going to the hardware store with dad, doing those things that are like manly around the house. But for me, the first time of like, I'm a manly was helping dad carry slabs home when I could first not need his help.
Yeah.
Because he used to load me up and he'd have one hand on the slab to sort of like keep me going. Because like when you're 5 or 6, once you get it on there, you can sort of toddle around and carry the slab. So when you get in the 2 for deal, that's
when you're 35 or 36, you can get it on there and toddle along.
Yeah, but the point is, the
gets a
kid's
little
not
bit hard.
But I mean, like a kid can't just carry a slab, but he can have a slab put on him.
I think
Yeah.
the worst part of being an adult is when you're more than 10 minutes from a bottle-o. And you have to decide whether you drive down or walk down.
Well, you don't drive. So.
No, I was just talking. I was the royal
Ah,
way.
the royal again.
Yeah, the royal way. Not again. We said that off pod. Catch up.
This is actually my like workplace assessment for the pod. Bo's come in to assess me thoroughly. I'm joking.
No, it was fun. No, it was fun. No, I liked it. I liked it. And how are you anyway? No, it was
I'm
good.
good. We were just down at the footy. We just went down to the North versus Melbourne game. Which,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I went there.
Yeah, it was good. It's always like I go to every North game with the like, we're gonna lose, but try to have fun. Like
Yeah.
it is literally beaten into me to that point where it's like at best we're an 8th team since I've sort of been conscious and paying attention. So
yeah.
every time I go to a game, I'm like, I'm hoping for a couple of lucky goals maybe, and then I'll just pay too much for beer and just enjoy some footy. Like I'm so used to going like and hoping to see a good quarter from my team.
Yep.
So to actually go and get a win, I'm sort of sitting here like, I feel confused.
No, we love it. We love it.
I'll get used to it at some stage.
Did your dad go for North Melbourne? That's why you went for North Melbourne?
He did indeed. That's how it works.
What did your dad do? Have you spoken on the podcast about what your dad has done for a living? Not what your dad has done. Your fucking eyes lit up, but just
some of it. But fucking
what has your dad done? You're like, I don't. No, that's not. That's a different podcast. That's
one of those ones where
that's a 1-800 number conversation.
Yeah, that's a discussion I have on a bridge.
No, just what did he do? Grew up in Benalla, did he? Yeah. What trade?
Well,
was it a trade?
It was always a weird thing because he lived in Benalla all his life, but I'm sure I've mentioned this at some stage
on the pod,
or possibly just to you.
Yeah, well, we're getting.
It was a weird thing. Dad grew up in Mansfield, which is
No, I know where.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had some good wood-fired pizza at the hotel in Mansfield about probably 15 years ago. So I'll probably want to update that review. Don't go there now thinking there's going to be some good wood-fired pizza.
I'm surprised you stopped, to be honest, because usually people only know Mansfield is like you turn off at Benalla to go to Mansfield if you're heading up to Bulla.
No, I know Mansfield because one time my mates went, let's just go to a country town. Like we're sick of hanging out in fucking Leongatha and Curramborough.
Yep.
Let's book a fucking motel. There's one Airbnbs back then, so let's book a motel for 2 nights and let's just spend it in a country town. And so we, whatever the fuck happened, we settled on Mansfield, and we booked 2 nights in Mansfield, and then
it's a very odd pick.
It turns out that Mansfield is exactly like Leongatha or Curramborough, but we just don't fucking know anyone. And they hate us because we're out of towners.
Absolutely.
Which is, I don't know what we fucking expected because when out of towners come to the fucking Curramborough pub on the Friday and Saturday, we fucking hate them.
Absolutely.
So I don't know why I thought that would be fucking different, but it was. It wasn't. It wasn't.
The way
different
you were
at all.
describing it, then I'm like, do I remember Leongatha different? Is it like Bendigo sized? Like, what are you talking about?
No. It was it was the dumbest shit ever. But we had.
Let's go to the same place.
Yeah, exactly. But they had some good wood-fired pizzas there.
Mm. There's usually that is the good thing with each small town. No matter how shitty or whatever, there'll be one thing they do well, and you just need to figure out what it. Usually, it's written in big yellow letters on the fucking.
Yeah,
bakery.
usually it's meth. That's what it is. It's every country town is.
Yeah, but that's all like
is meth.
But that's like a chain. It's not a. It's not a local, sort of independent business with the going for their own awards. It's just like there's big meth. It's not.
It's
no
big
small,
meth.
Yeah, there's no small business.
Yeah, they've just got one guy called Heath who's addicted to the pokies, and it's turned him.
I can tell you right now, there's more than one guy called Heath in Manila that's addicted to the pokies.
Oh, that was biographical. There is a guy called Heath in Curramborough. I'm 100%. He doesn't. He doesn't understand podcasts. So I think I'm happy saying that. Yeah. He
just methed up and addicted to the pokies.
Well, yeah, no, he sold meth.
How else are you going to get a
went
system?
to jail for years. He was a good guy. That's the problem with jailing people for selling drugs, because selling drugs just looks like the only available business model to a lot of people who are uneducated and unemployed. And so they're just like, yeah, I'm going to sell drugs because I can be rich selling drugs. And they're not bad people, and they end up in jail for fucking years.
Mm. And it's
anyway.
It originally starts. No, it's about being broke, and drugs are a big part of it. To be fair.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We're on topic.
Yeah.
All right. Because I'm like, we're doing like a fucking plea to a government right now. Hey, decriminalize drug dealers. I think.
Sort of. Give them lab coats.
Yeah.
Well, it's moving that way anyway, because now that, like, I'm seeing ads on my Instagram that are like, hey, you want to come and work at a weed farm? Because we're a health organization now. And that's
you go to America, it's fucking nuts. But here
those. It's a joke in everything until you see an actual, like, because I was saying when I'm watching the basketball, I watch it on League Pass, so you get all the American ads.
A lot of basketball fans tune in.
I'm just.
Oh yeah.
I'll gesture here if you want.
Yeah, gesture anyway.
So I get
I'm a disruptor.
I get the local ads. I know, between you and fucking Tim Clark. Nightmare of a conversation.
Nah, come on. Talk about your little basketball that happens in the US.
Yeah. So you get all the local like US ads. A couple
people
of them.
watched on Galaxy. We're back on
Galaxy.
Optus Galaxy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. How old are you?
34.
Yeah. You would have. Optus Galaxy was the pay TV back in the day.
Oh no, we only ever knew of Oddstar, but it wasn't even.
Well, it's Oddstar. No, this is before Oddstar. This is Optus
no.
Galaxy.
We were never
the,
touching on any, so it was.
Of the 7 people that are going to listen to this, one of them is going to jump up and down that I said Optus Galaxy.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Like as a concept, because I've heard of like AOL dial-up shit from like the States or whatever, but never heard of.
You're on
Galaxy.
MSN. You're an MSN boy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I did some of my crookest work on MSN.
I became so fucking self-conscious on there because it's like.
Yeah. Is that what happened?
So yeah.
That's
well,
why you
I got
are the
over
way
that.
you are. You got over it?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I had just one of those teenage cringe moments on there that made me just basically stop using it entirely. There was a girl that I liked, and she wasn't down at basketball. Like, somebody said she was sick. So just, like, she was online, sent her a message like, oh, hey, heard you were sick, and didn't see you down at basketball, heard you were sick, hope you're doing all right. Mm. I get a message from a friend of mine who just says, hey, man, can you just leave alone?
Yeah, why didn't she block you? That story doesn't make sense. She would have blocked you.
No, because, well, small town, I guess. People doing, like, you don't want to just directly do that. I don't know why, but she basically got onto this mate of mine and said, hey, can you tell him to leave me alone?
Are you following on Facebook?
No.
Do you know, but do you see her on Facebook? Could you contact her now? Can I see a picture of her?
No.
I just want to see a picture of Chris.
No.
There's context now, mate. Is she married?
I don't know.
You do know. Come on. You've tried to find her and you can't find her?
No. Like,
all right.
I could ask my brother and know exactly
story
what she's
doesn't
up
make
to.
sense, though. She could have blocked you. Or went offline. You could go offline.
Mm-hmm.
And you go offline and you can still talk to people.
Or she's one of the popular people and thought she don't have to do that. She can just tell.
You've definitely looked her up on Facebook at one point, and I don't believe that you haven't.
No. This was too young for that. There's people later that have done that too.
I had a crush on a girl in grade 3 that I've looked up and added Facebook to, and then never spoke to her.
I think this is more of a reflection on you then, man, because, I
think people do that all the time.
I'm sure they do. It's just, this is
anyway,
not
tell
mine.
us about your basketball link thing. Before when I
the pharmacy, because like you see the actual pharmacy ads on there sometimes, and you realize that it's just not much of a parody when people add all those fake you'll do somebody do a sketch or something like that, and they do all the 100 fake symptoms at the end, and then do not take with this, and all of those coming at the end, and you're like, you watch an actual ad for them, and it's like they're just there.
Fucking a bug.
Oh, I thought you.
No, I had a bug.
I was worried I was being too boring. I don't know.
No, the bug. What? No, you were as well, but
good.
But the bug annoyed me. Sorry. What? So the pharmacy and the ads, and the basketball. I've missed this
because you were saying about I was saying here about the ads.
Doesn't matter. What does your dad
stuff.
do? What does your dad do?
All right. The old man works in steel, so he's basically been a truck driver his whole life, but now he's just specifically carting steel around.
Yeah.
So he's just about as manual labor as you can get. But the thing I was saying with the Mansfield, it's a weird thing in Benalla where all the inbred jokes that you make about Tasmanians.
I don't.
Australians, one does. They're the stereotypical jokes of Tasmania.
Love Tasmania.
Yeah, it's great. But all of those jokes, for some reason, in Benalla are made about people from Mansfield.
Oh, right.
It's just like that weird, whoever's the next tier below you type thing. So in Benalla, everyone from Mansfield is inbred.
Okay.
So that's where that's the staggering down.
Good wood-fired pizza though.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good wood-fired pizza.
But Dad always used to make a joke where he's just like, "Yeah, I'm from Mansfield. Look, you can still see me scar," and he'd point down because he's like, the joke is that he'd have a second head there.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he still had the scar. And I'm just like,
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, yeah.
I later on learned that it's like, nah, not everybody knows that about Mansfield.
Yeah. Do you know to someone from Melbourne, Benalla and Mansfield are the same thing?
Barely. I reckon they only know Mansfield. Benella's just a sign.
No, Benalla has a museum where they display the green sash that Ned Kelly wore. You don't even know
Oh, the art
this.
gallery. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a museum. So Ned Kelly, everyone thinks that Ned Kelly that he wore the fucking armor on The Last Stand, but he also wore below that a green sash that he was awarded to 14 years earlier when he was living in Avenel. He saved a drowning. He was 12 years old. Saved a 9-year-old. But this is a true thing. It saved a 9-year-old boy from drowning. And then the 9-year-old boy's parents presented him with a green sash. And Ned Kelly, for 14 years, held on to that green sash. And then at The Last Stand, he wore the green sash beneath his armor.
See, I thought you were going to say, because I seem to remember when I remember the like black and white pictures of him that there's like something tied around the outside.
No, they're right. No, I don't know what that is, man.
No, I thought you were going to say, is that? Never mind.
No, I
But
think
yeah, it's a green sash that he's wearing on
the inside.
as a scarf or like a belt. Like,
no, there's a sash, man. There's a fucking
oh, of course,
sash.
how silly of me.
Do you know what a sash is?
Yeah, across your chest. To
Yeah,
look
like
so you know you're the mayor.
Yeah. Or
Pageant.
Miss Universe.
Yeah.
So he was Mr. Ravenel. And
You got to ask the judges about something if they're giving it to a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. No, but a lot of questions are asked. But like there's the Benalla Museum, the one that you just said.
It's a gallery.
It's a gallery.
But it's got that. It's also got the Ned Kelly, those paintings where they're just like weird blocky square pictures of him. You know the ones?
Yeah, some weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, from like some weird part. I still don't get.
You know the one?
I still don't get. I don't. You know. Tell me it's important, and I'll get that it's important. But like, I don't. I've got my own shit that I like.
Well, we went to a.
Can I just finish?
Yeah.
Anyway, the green sash is on display in that fucking gallery.
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing because everyone now retroactively goes, was he a cop killing maniac or was he a fucking hero of the underclass, a man who was the absolute example of the underclass not able to survive within sight of the law and so have to. Good people act outside of the law when there is no opportunity to live within sight of the law. And so people retroactively go, well, he killed men. And it's just like, well, he acted inside defense, but it's just like people try and walk past that and go, well, what does Ned Kelly mean to our identity as Australians? Let's forget all about who Ned Kelly was. But it's just like, if we could entertain that for a second, this man on the last day that he thought he would live, wore that green sash that he kept for 14 fucking years. I don't think I've...
When you said... Well, it's like what you said there.
What have you owned that you've owned for 14 fucking years?
Well, sadly, as a bloke, I'm sure there's plenty of pairs of shorts that I've just sort of got there, but it's like, what do I put any value in that I have that long?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I haven't held any of the medal that I've won. I've
got a family ring somewhere that I think was just... I say family ring. You know how people have like family crests and all that kind of shit? I think Pop just had a ring and Dad went, I like that, and got the same ring, like with the little thing on the same, and then got me the same one.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's more just a picture that's the same on our rings. More than an actual heirloom or anything like that.
That was fucking sick. I'm a left-hander as well, so I've got that right hand. Are we cutting back in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, because we took a 20-minute break.
It's like 4 seconds.
No, it's 20 minutes, man.
Look, just because your beer's different doesn't mean you can point out how long that it's been between takes.
No, it's just like realism. People like realism.
That's all right. I put bullshit in the between. That's fun.
Ads, you getting sponsors on this?
I put in fake ads because I'm not getting real ones yet, but we'll see how we go. I've got
Hell yeah, man.
I've got interest.
I've got some news for you.
I got some interest in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I
Keep those fake ads going.
because it was the people forget, like occasionally people who are into Ned Kelly, you'd get coming through town to look at the Benalla bits of the story. Whereas because people who are just sort of tangentially whatever, they just go straight for the big statue in Glenrowan.
Yeah,
and everything there.
We lived in Avenel. We lived in a bunch of fucking places. Yeah.
Well, Benalla, like there was some shit in the hotel there beforehand. Like it was like last stop through before Glenrowan. Was the way they came through? So it's like
had a wank and moved on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's the most famous wank in Australian history.
Yeah. No, he tried to like beat up a guy in Benalla.
Yeah, haven't we all, mate?
Yeah, he was like a boxer or some shit.
Oh yeah. It's weird because there's this weird thing where in Benalla it's like, yeah, we want like people like knowing that stuff and being part of it, but also it's lame to know that about your own town. So it's this weird sort of thing where like I never knew most of the stories about Ned Kelly and the stuff that went on in Benalla and stuff until well after I'd left town.
Yeah, because all the old people give a fuck about Ned Kelly there, so they're just like.
Yeah.
So you just, as a young, and you're like, yeah, I don't give a shit. No, fucking Ned Kelly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's probably a fair call, actually. Except weirdly...
Oh, no, I didn't give a shit till I was about mid-30s, and I'm just like, man, this is our fucking history. This is what makes Australia. So, I fucking love it, man.
The number of people whose minds you can blow saying that he didn't actually have it as a tattoo.
Yeah,
like it's just a thing he said.
Mate, I go up to and I acknowledge the bit that you've done there. I go up the Hume Highway, up to Albury sometimes, like with a mate of mine, and then as a bit, because I used to give him Ned Kelly facts, and he didn't really give a shit. And so I'm just like, in order to save face, I'm gonna fucking overload you with false Ned Kelly facts. So I'm just like, Ned Kelly filled up with petrol in this fucking in this BP. Yeah. On his last stand, the last day before he went to Glenrowan and derailed the train on the way to Glenrowan, he filled up a full tank of unleaded right here at this BP. And then he went over to that foodery and he got himself a ham and cheese sandwich. Yeah. Or it might have been an egg and mayo. We don't actually know, but like...
Scholars dispute it.
Yeah. There's been a movie about it.
You said BP the second time. I thought you meant you were doing this at every petrol station. Just like, this BP.
I've actually just made all that up.
Oh, damn.
Sorry,
I was really hoping you were just shitting your friend for fucking a 5-hour drive.
No, but like, I'm probably going to do it next time.
Just tell him every petrol station is where he put his last bit of fuel in before the next one.
So what does your mum do? You grew up broke? You've probably said this on the podcast before. You grew up broke.
So we want to dig into yours, though. Because, like, I brought you on the show. Well, like, asked you to do the show. Yeah. Because I assumed you grew up broke because Leongatha just sounds like where you do that.
Yeah.
It's like, is that a fair assessment? Or is there...
I feel as though the podcast is starting just now, by the way. So that's it. I'm glad that a host has shown up.
You took charge at the start with the intro, so I was put back into the co-host role.
That's all right. We can start it from now. We just include about 5 minutes of that banter. I think the Ned Kelly shit was good, and then from here, bang, there we go. I grew up broke. That's the end. I grew up.
Whereabouts is Leongatha first? Because I'm like, I've got vague ideas of it, but I don't actually know where it's located.
So let's be real for a second. So ages of 12 to 19, I grew up in Leongatha.
Okay.
And then ages of 9 to 12, I grew up in Druin, and before 9, I was western suburbs of Melbourne.
Okay, so you've looped in and out.
So, gradually moved east, and then does actually forget about directions. I regret saying it. So western suburbs, and my dad was so he worked on the trains. He was back before. Actually, to be fair, I don't even know what replaced him. But there was a guy on the end of the train. Oh, back before the automatic announcements.
Oh, yeah.
There was a bloke who just had a hat on at the back of a train. There was a train driver. A bloke had a hat on at the back of a train who would get off the train, blow a whistle.
Yep.
And that would say you can get on, and then he would blow the whistle when when the doors were closing.
Yep. Last bets.
Yeah. There was just a guy that did that. And that's a fucking job. And my dad did that.
That's a fun job, though. I wish that was still there. I'd love if there was a guy whose job was that.
Oh, no, I disagree because the government is paying money for that guy, and that you don't need to do that. It's our money, isn't it? We pay taxes. Well,
but if you think of it this way, right? You think of this like security and stuff you've got to have at train stations or whatever. If you took one guy off the platform and he's just permanently on the train, and your job is also like keeping an eye on people, I reckon you could keep him there.
It's your job. It doesn't.
I just want a man with a whistle.
No, it doesn't.
Give the cops a whistle that they use at least. Come on.
Yeah. Well, no, you give a cop a whistle. I mean, if it's the whistle's the problem. You give a fucking.
Honestly,
give a bartender a whistle. You give a fucking.
I'd like it if there was like a tower in the middle of like.
Plumber a whistle. Boop boop. Your toilet's blocked.
Wait, no, they wouldn't know that.
Give an electrician. Give a painter a whistle. You can give anyone a whistle. I think you just like whistles.
Yeah. Okay.
So
pointing out my
he blew
autism
a
to
whistle,
people.
and then there was a take your son to work day, and I got to go on the fucking train. And you know what? I've always thought about this conversation. I don't remember much about that day, but I remember my dad. One time, someone asked him, "Was like, where does this train go?" This is like, we're talking like this would have been like 91 or 92. And we're at Flinders Street Station, and someone comes up to my dad and goes, "Sorry, where does this train go?" And I remember this conversation. And I swear to God it went like this. "Sorry, where does this train go?" And then my dad goes, "Basically, it goes back uptown, and then it goes downtown, and then it goes back uptown, and then it goes downtown again." And then the person did not react in a positive way to that. And then left.
What's that?
And then I just remember that going like, oh, my dad knows what he's talking about. And then like, I've thought about that conversation at least once a month for the rest of my life. Well, not so, like at least so far. Maybe I'll stop thinking about it at 40. But I think about it so often. I'm just like, you would have been the most unhelpful human being. You were basically someone asked you for information and you mocked them.
In a position where clearly you're the kind of person who should be helping.
And I brought it up with my dad since, and he denies ever doing that. And I'm like, you did this, Dad. I remember. Just because I was 5 doesn't mean I don't remember you doing that. You did that. He's like, no.
So at least my old man's mind has been just sort of sketchy and fucked for whenever, so I can tell him he did something. He goes, "Did I?" Yeah. And he goes, "Damn."
Yeah.
Like he completely is on my side and he's backing my memory over his own.
My dad's the same, but he's still got this pride where he's not admitted it. Your dad is at least at the point where he's like, yeah, probably fucking did.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's not there. He's
all
just
the shit's gonna hit you when you're at rock bottom, you know.
That did not happen. He's a beautiful boy. It's just that my dad's a beautiful man. So then he
so he's a train whistler.
And then he's also in the it's also in the Air Force as well. So he was so he polished his boots.
Just
blew a whistle in
aircraft carrying fucking train. There's just jets taking off the roof.
He loves his transport.
I'm starting to get a picture of
he's
the man.
A wonderful man, wonderful human being.
I was just with the train whistle though, because like at least that guy.
Oh, you're still on the whistles. Let's talk about whistles for half hour.
Yeah, fuck it. I at least know that guy exists from movies and like references and stuff. You know, like the other week we were watching the Simpsons episode.
We? You said we.
Yeah, I was with me and Quanny and Murphy. I did his podcast and we watched.
Do you know Quanny?
Yeah. Quanny's been
I'm asking the audience.
Yeah. They know
friend of the
Quanny
show.
better than most.
All right, Murphy.
Second time. Yeah. They're good.
All right, cool.
They're good.
All right.
This isn't like the Uber thing. They've been introduced previously.
Oh, that's another reference off pod. Yeah,
It is, but it's fine.
Keep going.
Fuck, what was I on though?
Oh no, you were hanging out with friends. And the whistles.
Oh yeah.
There
So
we
like,
go.
in like that Simpsons episode and stuff, he's chasing after a train, and there's a
I
guy
don't-
on the
I don't
back.
watch Simpsons.
That doesn't matter. It's like you see in films and stuff. Someone's chasing the train. There's a guy on the back. Like, where's this train headed? Is the line, and he's yelling him there. It's like I know that person exists standing on the back of trains in jobs,
Yeah.
and it makes sense sort of, because like it was like a hangover. Like the guy used to get the mail hook. You know those ones, like the mail trains. How they just like hook a bag of mail on a post,
Yeah.
and the guy on the back of the train would just be there, and he just have to wick it off with a hook.
Yeah.
So like I understood like that, but the idea of like I've seen things where there's that guy for a bus makes no fucking sense to me. Like those big like the double-decker buses and stuff in England, where there's just a dude on the back of that. It's like surely the driver, like if the driver can yell, you can hear everyone. At least if the guy driving the train yells, no one can hear it. So you get a whistle man at the back.
Yeah.
I've never understood the bus version of that.
I never understood that there was a bus person for that.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Just media.
Oh, cool. Rupert Murdoch told me there was a bus whistler. You don't know about the bus whistler, man? You should be reading the papers. They're all about the bus. We're page 5, I believe. Every single the media. The
Fuck
fuck
off.
you on about, man?
What would you?
There's no bus whistler, man. It's never existed.
Harry Potter. There you go. There's a bus person. There's a guy doing that in the double-decker bus in that. Yeah, it's wizards, but fuck it.
Oh, yeah, right, cool. Hey, it must be true. It was on Harry Potter. You fucking loser.
Fuck off.
Yeah, man.
That being said, though, like
Orcs do exist. I saw it in Lord of the Rings.
you done?
I think so.
Yeah, we're at 36 minutes. No. Although that being said, I do like the pole at the back of the double-decker bus. Like the idea of just having them. Anyway.
I haven't been on many I haven't.
Really?
No, I have not been on many double-decker buses.
That's weird. You seem like...
Oh, Skybus is double-decker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they don't have any of the cool, like, open back stuff, which is
Yeah,
the main
I
thing
haven't.
want.
I'm a very, very well-travelled man, but I don't know. The only buses I ever catch is a Skybus.
You never did, like, the...
I grew up working class, but I'm just like I need to
flights
progress.
aren't that expensive.
No, I need to progress. I need to progress my generation at least a little bit. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to bring my generation into the upper class. I know that, but what I can do
is get them on the flight.
is just rule out one aspect of the working class, and then the next generation can do a little bit better than me. And then in 5 generations' time, we're drinking high fucking tea in a mansion, man. But it starts with me, and it starts with going fuck buses, man. I'm not gonna go on a bus.
I
I'll walk.
will not take a bus in the city. Any route of
I
like
won't take
public
a bus.
transport that's
A
anywhere
sky
here-
bus is different.
Yeah, that's
That's a
ju-
failure of the government.
yeah, that's that's filling a hole that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
It's
Hell yeah, man.
I'm agreeing with your point. You can't
Yeah.
fucking come at me with that tone.
No.
I'm agreeing with you, cunt.
No,
But you definitely seem like I feel like you would be the kind of like you'd done like a desert bus, like going the Greyhound mission to Vegas, that kind of thing. Like
I'll catch some Greyhounds and some mega buses in my time.
yeah, that's what I can see that happening. But yeah, in the city, never take a bus, trains. But the day when I learned that holidays didn't have to be the worst fucking thing in your life because you can fly. Because like we did the drive Benalla to the Gold Coast with like 3 kids in the car, and
Who's
that's
kids?
me as a kid.
Oh, you
Like,
were the kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid. Sorry. So like our family doing a family holiday was a drive to Queensland.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking nightmare because I get car sick. I've got ADHD. I'm hating every second of
What are
this.
the other kids? Yeah, you're a nightmare as an adult. I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
Imagine you're a nightmare as a kid.
Yeah, in a box where I can't move.
Yeah.
No
What
one's my
box?
friend.
Sorry, you're in a box as well.
Yeah, crate on the roof.
Yeah.
Me and the dog. But it was very vivid memory of like we're doing that drive. We pull up into like a park, so it's like go use the toilets.
You got your legs out. They're quite you well manicured legs. You shave them?
Oh,
shave
that was
your
going
legs?
on. Yeah, I've done them.
Yeah.
I shave them sometimes.
Milky white shaved, is it? Yeah.
They're not milky white. They
not.
get far worse than that.
Yeah.
See, I don't know why I've been triggered because I don't know. I was talking about this last
I
week,
just
and I don't know
noticed
if you
how
can.
fucking white and fucking well trimmed your legs are. You shaving your legs? That's
Yeah, I do
sick.
shave
You
them
are? Yeah,
sometimes.
hell
Yeah.
yeah, man.
But it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
more just the thing of the pale because I hate using the word triggered, but it's literally what happened because my older brother used to give me shit all the time. He's like, look at how fucking pale your legs are. But he's black, so it was very...
Is he black?
Yeah. So it was this weird...
So black man.
Yeah. So he's like...
Is your dad...
No, half brother.
Oh, all right.
Same mum, different dads.
Your mum fucked a black guy
Mm-hmm.
and produced kids?
It's
Two
weird
kids.
when I actually say it because like mum and dad white, my little brother's white. So like when you look at the ratio, it's like 2 black kids, 2 white kids. But it's still weird to point out to people that I have more black siblings than white siblings. Just because of where I sit within it.
Yeah.
Where it's like we're still definitely a white family. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, just you really shit me because I'd wear shorts and then go, man, look at how fucking pale your legs are, man. Get some sun. And I'd just be sitting there fuming, just being like, you don't have to tan. Like, you can't just have default fucking better legs.
I'm
And
not
it was
going to
just something that
say
it just...
a
it
lot
wa-
of
as a
things.
little
No,
kid, it just bothered me way more than it should have.
Yeah.
But also in the way, because it's your older brother giving you shit, you're like, I can't let him know. So I've just got to fester and be really angry about it on my own.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, all right, cool. Cool, man.
I think yeah.
Oh, is this fine, man? Sorry, man.
I know. I appreciate you were giving a compliment in the way that you get as close to doing
kind
as you do. But it's it's just the thing where I'm like, they're not fucking pale.
A little pale. That's all right.
Oh, they definitely are, but like gut reaction is like, I'm not fucking got pale.
So you have questions to ask me? Is that what this? How does this podcast go?
Oh, we're progressing down that, or at least that's what I thought we were doing.
Yeah. Fucking.
Because that was the problem. I started with Lee and Gather. I was wrong, and we were correcting up until this point.
All right. So yeah. So I ages of 12 to 19, I grew up in Leongatha, and like my accent comes from Leongatha, but I sound way more country than I did growing up.
Yeah.
And this is I've always told this story because people go like, "Why do you sound the way
Like
you
that.
do?" How come? My own fucking family goes, "We don't sound like this, Beau." My friends back home in Leongatha are just like, "How come you sound like that?"
Yeah.
So I spoke with a linguist once, and they said like you have this weird. There's this weird phenomena where people develop. So a country person going to a city develop a more country accent in the city than they would growing up in the country.
Yeah.
Because they moved to the city and it was ages 12 to 19. I've only really spent 7 years in Leongatha. And
But
maybe
12 to, that's a pretty important spot of years.
Really, yeah. The one, okay, well, it depends who I talk to. Sometimes I call them my Hannah Montana years. A lot of fun to say. 12 to 19, my Hannah Montana years. It's just fun. Doesn't
It's a good.
Nah, it's fun. Nah,
Yeah.
get fucked. It's fun.
I'm actually agreeing with you.
I disagree.
It's no winner with you.
So yeah. So I there's this phenomena where people move to somewhere and then they don't feel they're a part of it, and you keep having to tell people that you're from Leongatha.
Yeah.
You're from the country. I'm from the country. I'm from the country, and you actually forget. You know that you're different. And so you actually develop the stereotype that people think that country people are because you have no basis in reality to actually what people are anymore.
Well, thanks for reaffirming my imposter syndrome about all that, but it does make a lot of
It's
sense.
an imposter, but like so then you
I
go back to Leongatha and people go, "Why the fuck do you sound way more country? I thought you would sound the opposite."
Yeah.
Because people go to America for a bit and then they come back with an American accent.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to my sister on the phone, going, like from America, going, yeah. I just had to get a new mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, why did you say that like that? Because I've been in America for a month and I forgot how Australians say mobile phone. So I'm trying to... My brain is trying to talk like an Australian.
Yeah.
And so my brain in the city is trying to talk like I'm from Leongatha because I still associate with Leongatha, but I've forgotten how. And so...
Well, it's even beyond speech because, like, had Zach Dyer on, was talking to him about this.
ZD.
I feel like a country fraud when somebody more country is around and I'm doing something that would count as a country thing. Like, I've got an Akubra that I started wearing around.
Yeah.
Partially because it was similar like when I got the mullet,
I get
where
it.
I'm just I like it, and it's fucking works.
Yeah,
like
I get it.
It suits the look I had. It works with any of my winter gear. I don't need an umbrella. Love it.
I think you do need an umbrella. If it's raining and you've got an Akubra on, you need to protect that Akubra. I would also say it's just like for 36 years I've looked at people with a hat and specifically an Akubra hat and going, you don't need to wear that. And you're wearing that and you're being dramatic wearing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was about 36 where I was just like, I'm thinking about it, man. I'm thinking about going like, fuck it.
Yep.
Let's wear a hat. Let's wear an Akubra hat. And get fucked and you'll feel fucking good about yourself.
I love having that thing now.
Yeah.
But it was
wear
definitely
and
like...
feel good about it. Hell yeah.
And again, it was that same thing. I went over to Taiwan when I bought it before I went on that trip.
What do you mean? You're introducing this for the first time on the podcast, so you can't go... And it was like when I said Taiwan.
No, I've mentioned that before a lot. Like Noah is our Taiwan correspondent, so we have him on every couple of weeks.
Oh,
so it's like, it's a...
Noah's from Taiwan.
And I thought I mentioned it earlier that I was... anyway.
Oh, you probably did.
But when I went over there...
critical.
It was wearing just wearing that around the streets, being a fucking tourist. It's like
No, you're being a dick if you wear it in Taiwan. You're being a dick. No,
it's perfect weather to wear it. Because it's like there's always that little bit of drizzle. I just want just enough cover to be able to smoke without it going out.
Where's the Akubra, mate?
Inside. I'm in the Globe that I moved while looking for
where
alcohol.
is it made?
It's like a Tassie one, but it's not like an actual...
Okay.
It's a Akubra style looking one. It's not authentic or anything. That's why I don't mind doing it in the rain. You just get that waterproofing spray. And so it's like... And that was my other thing. How much do you think hats cost? Did you used to think they were really expensive?
Yeah.
They're not that expensive. Like,
what are you saying? What are we talking?
Like $30, you can get a decent hat. Because I went to this leather store. Because I expected to get...
decent.
Yeah. Do you want me to go get it?
No.
Okay, good. Got out of that one. But I was saying to Zach, like that, and I also, when I went to that store, because we were over in Tassie looking for stuff to do. Actually, we had a kink event we were going to go to. Nobody brought anything. So we went to a leather store that was up the road. And it's the first time I bought and now own cowboy boots. And this fucking, these brown leather hats and this kind of shit. And I'm like, I wear them, love wearing them, like it. But at the same time, I go, I don't think I could ever wear these at home. Like, if I walked in back in Vanilla wearing fucking Akubra and cowboy boots, I'd get destroyed, most like. But I love kicking around in them fucking anywhere else.
What was the king event?
Oh, it sucked. This was during Dark Mofo.
Oh, did it? So it was a roaring success.
No. Just bad and boring. It was during Dark Mofo. It was just like a listed event. Like, hey, come down. It's not a sex on premises one, just like a kink show kind of setup. So people have like displays and demonstrations, that kind of thing. But it was just kind of...
Demonstrations of what?
You know, like
no, I don't.
shibari, rope tying, like suspension, that kind of thing. People might be doing like since someone's cross. There's a name for the thing where it's like the cross that's...
Someone was cross.
Wow. They try to look cross. It's like... It's a scene play kind of thing. But is it St. Andrew's Cross, I think it's called?
I don't. You keep asking. You keep throwing back to me, and I have no idea about this.
Anyway, they take kink things that aren't just straight up fucking, and then that'll have some sort of skill to it, and they'll do a demonstration, those kinds of things. But we're going to there, go to that, just hit the leather store, and yeah, it turns out cowboy boots and the fucking nice waterproof working hats are actually reasonably affordable. Because I thought it'd be like, the what are the jackets of the guys that like used to ride the horses around in Melbourne? What's the dry as a bone?
I don't know any. No, I don't know any of this. I don't know what you're talking about. Dries, bro.
Dry as a bone.
Dry as a bone.
You don't know those? They're like the big.
I know the
heavy-duty
saying that's as dry as a bone, meaning it's pretty fucking dry.
Right. Well, this is a brand that's taken that word to mean their brand, and it's waterproof jackets.
Yeah.
You'd definitely know it if I showed you.
I think it would. I think it would. But that's sick. I like it. So grew up in Leongatha. I'm trying to bring your fucking podcast along.
Yeah.
Talk about a Kubras for fucking 87 minutes. An hour and
it's a lot easier to keep track of where I am if you're not reefing my handbrake.
I've got 60 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock, and I've only just gotten to Leongatha. Anyway, my accent's weird, and we'll move on. My dad's a Pentecostal reverend. He's a reverend of a Pentecostal church. How are we an hour in? And I get that we can't, like, it's an hour now, but we'll edit this down and we'll be like 5 minutes in. Surely. Surely you're only 5 minutes in, and thank God that this is edited.
The only bit I'm cutting out is this.
Fuck you. So let's start again. Keep it in, but let's start again. My dad's a reverend.
First thing I need to know is, what does Pentecostal mean? Because I like...
Happy clappers.
Oh, straight. Okay. What's his singing voice like?
Spirit, the drunk in the Holy Spirit kind of thing. Benny Hinn, not Benny Hill. That's different. But they run around like Benny Hill. No, but like Pentecostal church, wonderful people. I think. Hillsong.
Okay. Is this while he's having the other jobs, or is this like after out of the Air Force?
While he does. So he's an assistant pastor. The reason we moved to Druin is because he got an assistant pastor role, and then I think he did taxis on the side. And then he got a senior pastor position at the Leongatha Assemblies of God.
It seems a bit weird that you get positions in that. Like it still seems weird to be presented as a job, where it's like, oh, I've been promoted as a religious man. I'm now higher up God's rankings.
Yeah, not God's rankings. It's a church. It's an organisation.
Yeah, but it just seems anyway.
Why is it weird?
Just seems odd that it's got this weird like office job set up to it when it's. Meant to be religion,
how do you think a church? How do you think anything runs? They've got to
easy.
have
a guy in like brown robes with a barrel of beer rolls into town. He builds a shack, and then people go to him for medicine.
Yeah, great. And then
he wears a cross, and then they trick him.
No, but then everyone goes to him for medicine, and then he's got too much demand, and so he has to set up a hierarchy where it's just like, I'm going to employ people to get the smaller medicine. They know what they want, and then if there's a bigger medicine, then they go to the higher up man, but then they also have to hire a receptionist to work out which man to go to. Now we've got an organisation.
I just want to be a monk that drinks beer. That's
yeah, great. I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the Pentecostal church is, but but
I reckon I do.
No, I reckon you do, and I reckon a lot of people do.
Explains the whistle though.
But my dad is a very beautiful man, because he whenever a church got big, he left it, because he was never about the money in church. He was always about like
grassroots
church. Hell yeah,
like small church,
baby. I'm all about the small church. Just like I want to start up churches, and it was the if you talk about a financial
he's a great
sense,
rebuilding pastor. You bring him in early, get
you're
the young
bringing him
recruits
early.
under him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the Kevin Sheedy, the Paul Roos. He's an experienced church man, but he comes in early.
Gets him around.
Gets him on the
Gets
board.
the good habits.
Yeah, he's the next Tasmanian AFL coach for the first 2 years, and then Scott Pendlebury will take over. But like,
Dive it into the ground.
Yeah. No. What was so beautiful about it is that he lives the ideals a little bit. So when we're in Sunshine, we grew up, but when I was like 7 or 8, my neighbour got robbed because we live in Sunshine, and then they took a TV. And
back in the day where that was still worth doing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, who gives a fuck about a TV?
I'd be laughing at somebody walking in and like trying to steal any TV out of anybody. Like if you see somebody running down the street like they've stolen the TV, it's like,
TV's
You could grab the hard drive next to the TV and it's worth more than that fucking thing.
Well, especially with blackmail these days. On what's on your hard drive?
Oh yeah,
hard drive. I guess it's a pedophile joke.
Thank you for making it.
Yeah. Keep it in.
Yeah, of course.
But back then, the TV was everything. The TV was, if you had
Talking
how
like
rich
flat
you
screen
were.
when that was.
No, we're not talking flat screen. This is.
We're still talking full brick unit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've got a bit about it. I've got this whole 4-minute bit where the best part of this bit is where I say, and it's in the middle, which is not a good bit. When you got a 4-minute bit and your funniest laugh is 2 minutes in, it's not a good bit, and it never was, because the funniest part was 2 minutes in, where I was just like,
and then you got to wait.
So I had to move the TV, and this is not a flat screen. This is back in the day when TVs had a spaceship on the back of them.
Yeah.
It was the funniest. That was the biggest laugh in the bit, and it trailed off. Unfortunately, I could never get it back. I could never do that as the bit. Anyway, this is the.
I relate to it though.
And that's why it's fun. My dad's just like, this neighbour's just like, yeah, my TV got stolen. Dad's just like, we can have our TV. And I was like, get fucked. You can't. I've got some Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles to fucking watch. You just gave the fuck away our TV.
It's always the weird thing about that kind of altruism where it's like, oh yeah, did the nice thing and get the kids involved of giving the, like, you don't feel like
Cunt
you're
didn't
doing
even
it.
have kids. Didn't even have fucking kids. Why do you need a TV? You can't. You don't have kids.
Surely you got insurance to be sorting out because you just got fucking robbed.
I got my fucking TV stolen. Now I go and watch the news. What are you fucking watching on TV?
Law and Order season 1's coming out.
Yeah, no, it's before that even. No, this is like, yeah. This is like prime Judge Judy days. This is when Ricky Lake had a fucking talk show.
I love the Judge Judy's still going. The LeBron James of fucking court TV shows.
Yeah. Well,
there's heaps of those now.
Yeah, and they're fake. They're
completely fake.
Yeah, I can't get into it.
I love those ones where it's like, oh yeah, in this one it's there's 2 judges and they're a husband and wife. And it's like, no, they're not. There's no way in fuck that this could possibly happen.
No way in fuck.
Just no fucking way any of this lines up.
So my dad's a beautiful boy, is what I'm saying. He's a very wonderful man. Grew up Christian, but then also was just like, when you're 18, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
That's a good way to be.
Like, you could have said you could do whatever the fuck you want, but until you're 18, you have to go to church every Sunday.
Okay.
And then the moment I turned 18, he's just like, you decide. I was like, I've made a decision. Hey, now that you're 18, you can choose to go to church or you can choose not to. I'm not going to church. Honor it, but you can choose to either not go to church or you can choose I'm not going to church. It's like, yeah, but you can.
It's like he's trying to make you
I'm
know
not going.
He's He just wants to make sure you've had the opportunity to choose. He just didn't know you took that opportunity 3 years ago. He's just waiting out the clock.
Nah, yeah.
Did you still do the holidays for the like Easter Mass, anything like that when you're back there?
Mass isn't it?
Oh, Easter sing song or whatever the fuck.
Easter, little clap. Little clapping Easter, clap.
When you go down on Sunday to the Easter Kumbaya for...
That's...
Yeah.
So, edit the other shit out, and that was funny. I like you took 4 fucking jokes to get the good one.
Mate, you get 3 strikes for a reason.
Yeah. It's 4. We don't have a Easter thing. I don't go to the Christmas. If I ever stay over a Saturday night at theirs, I'll go to the Sunday thing.
Yeah. That's right. It's not like a... Yeah, there definitely doesn't seem to be any like contempt behind it or anything. It's just like not for me.
No. Yeah, it's not. And it might eventually be.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Well,
maybe I'll run out of friends and go like, you know what? I want God appointed friends.
Yeah. God appointed / location based now.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I've always got my foot in that door. It's like, yeah, probably, just in case.
I just have some very real issues with the
organized religion type setup.
Yeah. It's not anything to do with my experience. It's all just about the idea around it. This is broken homes. It's not
Almost actually, that weirdly does fit a little.
Oh, it does. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about it. I also just I don't want my parents to watch this, but I don't think they will.
No.
But like I think I think that it sounds made up.
What do you mean? Like your situation specifically, or like the...
No. Like I think that I don't think that I think that there is a God that he wouldn't let anyone that he loves burn in hell for eternity, because there's like, let's just say there is I might die at 60. Got a heart condition, so I'm not an 80-year-old guy. I won't make it there.
No, I just thought you were.
Yeah, I might get a heart transplant. Maybe I can make it to 70, but even heart transplants you have trauma. So they don't last too long. So I'm probably a 60, 70-year-old guy, so, which means I probably have 25 years left. That's a long time to accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior.
Yeah, keep the door open.
4-year-old dies. It's not as long, is it? But the rules state that you have to accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. And it just seems really weird that's what they've settled on. It sounds like someone has just made up that rule.
And that's sort of, it's that...
It just sounds like real fucking made up. If you're just going like, there's a benevolent, all-knowing human being that has made you imperfect, and then will let you burn in hell if you turn out to be imperfect, that he has made you, just seems fucking weird to me.
It does. However, have you ever worked at a pizza shop? This does go somewhere this time.
You know what? Point made.
No, I got it for you.
I never thought about it like that.
You haven't let me talk yet.
When
you make
your
the pizza
point was
bases,
well made.
When you make the pizza bases, I've made it. I'm trying to make a perfect pizza. Sometimes they fuck up, and you've got to throw them through the oven. Otherwise, they just keep getting worse and growing, and if you don't out. So you have to burn them off. How do we know that that's not what
Did you
God's
work
doing?
in Mansfield?
No, I never worked in Mansfield.
They got really good wood fire bases.
It's all coming together, man.
Real good wood
God
fire
is Mansfield. Jesus.
I've just shat on Christianity this whole fucking pod, and I love my dad and I love my mum, and they're wonderful human beings.
We didn't even shit on any of that. It was just like, yeah, you get to make up your own mind. If anything, you painted a very good painting of like
Yeah, no,
of
they're
that
wonderful.
scenario because it's like so many people. That is a divide. You know what I mean? Like that's a split in the family when someone decides, you know what, this isn't actually for me. It can be this like that
No,
can be
my
somebody's
da-
whole
my-
reason of like
My dad was
we
the
don't
best.
speak to them anymore because of this happened. It's
My
like
dad's the best. When I was growing up, right,
Mm.
I was often targeted. Small town, I'm a fucking pastor's kid,
mhm.
but like, I got fucking drunk and messed up like fucking like any other fucking kid.
Yeah.
So I'd be like drinking and like
Mhm.
the cops would just like they drive past. When you drink, I wasn't allowed to drink at home,
Mhm.
and if I knew someone else and they weren't allowed to drink at home or whatever, we'd just buy a goon sack and we'd go to like one of the many parks
Absolutely.
or just hang around Leongatha just getting fucking drunk.
Mhm.
Because like everything closes, pub closes at 10, but on a weeknight, if you wanted to get fucking drunk and you didn't have a house to do it, you'd fucking buy a goon sack and just fucking get drunk around Leongatha. And as long as the cops didn't see you drinking the goon sack, it was closed off. So it's like, this is just a box.
Yep.
We're just carrying it. And so, but what they did do was they used to go like, we're going to call your dad, Beau.
Mhm.
Beau, go home, mate. Go home, mate. We know who you are, Beau. Your dad's going to hear about this shit. And like one time they try to call my fucking dad and they go, hey, your son's doing this. And he goes, okay, cool. Who else was doing it? It was like, well, a lot of people were, but we identified your son. And then he goes, all right, cool. Did you call everyone else? Call everyone else's dad?
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, no, but we thought that Pastor Reverend David, you would like to know. And he goes, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. It's like,
Mhm.
if you want to arrest him, but
Mhm.
don't treat my son like you. Don't treat my son differently to anyone else.
Mhm.
All right, so I don't want you calling me, saying that my
Getting
son did this
bonus
if
policing.
you're not calling anyone else.
Yeah.
So like my dad was super fair. When he found out I was drinking and drinking's it was a no, he tried to raise me to not drink, and I was like, I'm having a drink.
You guys drink.
He was just like, you drink, dude, you drink, absolutely you drink, but don't do it in the house. So he was a super fair dude, real super fair. Gave me everything I needed to know.
Mhm.
But then I was just like, in my own fucking my own decision was just like, I'm not on the Christianity train. But like
Or at
maybe,
the very least, not the like. I don't see a problem with cherry picking. In terms of like, yeah, these bits are actually good. I like these fucking points, these
especially
ideas.
the
what-
cherries
Hey.
and the cherry picking.
Uh.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, bit of fun.
Bit of fun on the.
See, you're the fucking king of this. You're absolutely of just shooting me down midway through something, and I'm
I'm
like,
shooting down. I like
no,
cherries.
no. Exactly, which is definitely the point I needed to be interrupted with.
Sorry, man. So
No,
you're
no.
saying
See,
you're saying,
it's fine. It's just that my brain also then completely loses tracks. I'm like, he's got me again.
Yeah, that's not on me.
No, not at all.
I haven't got you shit. I just like cherries, brother. No, what you're saying is that
Organized religion is creepy to me.
yeah, blah
and
blah
is-
blah. Like I think
That's what I meant. Like the corporate structure nature of things is what
what
adds to turning it off.
yeah,
It
this
makes everything feel false.
it's a weird podcast. I think there's a set of morals and a set of some people just need rules to live by, and then they don't have to make up their own set of morals to fucking live by. And I think in particular, it helps people that have made so many mistakes in life to finally find a community that goes, hey, we'll just set the rules for you, and then also you've got a social life now because we'll wrap your arms around you. And I think the churches are fucking amazing like that. And the best churches, and those are the churches that I grew up in, are the ones that are just like, we don't care if you're fucking gay, straight. We don't care if you're drug addicted. We don't care if you're fucking anyone. If you're in the walls of our church, we will treat you with respect. And I grew up like that. So most churches are wonderful. the church that I grew up with is wonderful. I think I've made my own decisions about the moral structure that they give you. And
Well,
I don't like. Yeah.
People
Is
who
this
seem like it's
fun?
going to be, it's a podcast, it's a
All
conversation.
right.
Because 1-to-1,
We
never had an
haven't.
issue.
When was the last time we did a joke?
Minute ago?
Why did 6?
Don't you fucking, I'm cutting that out.
Why was 6 afraid of 7? 7, 8, 9. Why was 10 scared? Because he was in the middle of 9/11.
Yep.
All right. Now back to our. Don't cut that out. Don't cut
Fine.
it out. No, don't cut that one.
I
out.
won't cut it out, but it's just giving them more power than I want them to have.
Let them. I don't know who they are, but
The people sending me that fucking... Anyway. You give me a lot of editing to do.
Jury and Angus and Dave Hines are going to watch this.
See, that's where one of the spheres, like, they're the people who could see it. They won't.
Angus, I'll just go for a whiskey. Keep going.
I'll see
keep
if you
going.
get a
You will
response.
cut that out.
Yeah.
But you can
No, I'll leave that in, but just, like, as a non sequitur in between one of the other ads.
My dad.
Little hidden message.
So my dad blew a train on a whistle. Angus, I'll just go for whiskey. And he was your pasture.
But it's nice that you, like, didn't have, like, a weird Seventh Heaven vibe, Dad, in that respect. You know, like, my parents were bad enough as not fucking, like, a pastor or anything in terms of prying and,
Yeah.
you know, really inserting themselves into every moral decision that could be made kind of thing. So,
No, my dad was my parents are the best. I said, hey, Dad, Mum, I want to do comedy. And they're like, we'll drive you to the gigs. We'll do. If anything, it's like, fuck you. I need motivation. I need you to push back on this so I got it motivated more, you know?
no, it's really hard when you've, like, I'm one of 4. And it's like, when you're the first one to do anything, it's kind of like, because I was the first one to, like, finish uni and all that kind of stuff. Like, nobody
You
before
finished
that-
uni.
Yeah.
I didn't finish high school, and they're still proud of me.
I feel like I still would have. I've got other siblings that are doing way worse, so I've always got like.
Yeah, no, I've heard about them.
Yeah. There's like once you've
You
got
want
one
to
that's
talk
going.
about them? They watch this?
Huh?
Do you watch this?
Probably.
Which one's the worst?
Robert, and he knows it.
Robbie. Rob said it. Is that the flat earther?
Can't remember if he still is. He definitely was for a while.
It's
Or no, it
hey,
was.
Robbie. It's round, brother. It's round. Just don't worry about it. I get it.
I
I
don't-
get it. Be skeptical. Ask questions. But let's. It's round.
Yeah.
It's round.
Sorry,
Too
man.
many. Every pilot would have to be in on it.
Mm.
It's round, brother. And let's just move on. But keep asking questions.
What I liked as well is that he wasn't bold enough to be like outwardly flat earther. He would just share posts that his flat earth mates had posted. Like, he wouldn't put his
Yeah.
own opinion out there. It's just like, I'm just going to share this that says it's definitely flat, and it's flat, and I'm not saying it, but it's flat.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the uncommitting fucking Facebook shares rather than having
Yeah.
an opinion. So yeah, I've never heard him specifically yet. But anyway, once you've got a low enough grade on that, it's like your parents are just going to be like, oh, you're working. You know? It's like sustained job for me would be enough to...
Yeah, to be fair, like I didn't fucking pass high school. I wanted to be a footballer, and then just couldn't be fucked training. So by the time I was 19, I was working in KFC full time in Dandenong, and I told my dad, "Hey, I want to be a stand-up comedian." He's like, "Thank fuck you want to do something."
I think it is a very common small town trap of just doing I now have a thing I do each day, and I'm just going to lock into this
forklift
routine.
driver. Well, but like that's a fucking. It's also like I love that. I love that. I know a bloke who's been a forklift driver at the fucking Leangath at Woolworths which was one of the last remaining Safeways. They just couldn't afford to change the sign. They eventually changed the sign to Woolworths, so it's a Woolworths now. But but fuck yeah, man. Cunt has a house now. Drives a forklift at fucking Woolworths, and he owns a house. He's got a wife and 2 kids. He is on every metric more successful than I am, and I fucking love him for it. He drives a fucking forklift.
Yeah. I got a cousin who started working at a peery, like slaughterhouse type situation.
Yeah.
He's now got a shed that would fit this entire house in it, and I only get to rent this fucking thing. Like, he's just got he's got a thing that could park 2 fully loaded caravans next to each other, just in the backyard because he's got room.
Who knew having a fucking job gave you the fucking best chance at having everything you've ever fucking wanted?
No, man.
You don't have to.
You got to go to uni and study video games and still be in debt now. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, blah, 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 all that shit. And if you want to do that, you can. And I've chosen my own path and I'm pretty happy with it. But people fucking shit on the like kind of, well, I don't want to fucking be a forklift driver my whole life. It was like, that forklift driver, it's living the best. He's got a fucking house. He drives a forklift. He fucking gets drunk on the fucking weekend. He's got 3 kids. He's got a fucking backyard. He's got a pool. He's got...
Well, it always seems to be when people throw those jobs as like, oh, I didn't want to end up being that.
He's got a criminal record as well. Like, I mean, like, he's
helps,
not...
but
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird when people give the like, oh, I'd hate to be... Working at McDonald's is the usual throw. Oh, imagine like ending up working at McDonald's your whole life or whatever. And it's like... That's only a problem here where you can't live off that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Like out country way.
Also,
the
a bit of a
richest
loser.
person rolling through the pub.
Generally, if you work at McDonald's your whole life, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's...
But that's socially, not financially, you know? Because like here, you could work at Macca's, be a loser, and rent with 4 other people. Whereas, you know, out there, you'd be on same wages, rent's ridiculously cheaper. So at least I can be managing the McDonald's and be sad and on my own in a whole house.
You generally do have and I mean this in probably the worst way.
Yeah.
You do have the look of a McDonald's manager.
Now I'm going to need to ask, for the sake of it, is it with or without the mustache? Would it still be that look?
It's the mustache is doing the heavy lifting on that opinion.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's all right, because then it's not quintessentially my face, which is good to learn. I accessorize like a manager is far better than at your core.
You could change it tomorrow.
Yeah, I could. But if that was locked in deep in the face, I would have to look at that.
I think it's the mustache and the mullet as well. I think it's both of those things that are doing it. The chops and the chops, maybe the chops.
And picturing this, like people wearing the hair nets on the face because you got the mustache.
Yeah.
The weird like basket
God,
on
don't
there.
you almost laugh when you go into a Macca's and you see so many Band-Aids on these fucking 15-year-olds, just like all the piercings that they have to cover up. And you're just like, it doesn't look better. No. It looks worse. It looks like you got cut up. It looks like you got like attacked with a machete on the fucking way here.
How much of the oil is just spraying out that these teenagers are just getting riddled with wounds?
Burns, yeah. Even the burns. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
But is it a looks thing or is it a hygiene thing?
Hey?
Is it a like appearance staff-wise thing or is it like they don't want your jewelry falling in the cookers? I don't know if it's a safety or appearance thing.
It's an appearance thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I assume they just put it on, like, you know, got to wear a hairnet, got to cover your stuff so your piercings don't fall in stuff.
No, the hairnet, if you're around the fryers, if you're a fry lady, you pop that hairnet up, you know.
Fry person.
If you're working the fryer, man or woman, you're a fry lady. No, that might be crook. I was trying to...
Only because I've never heard the term fry lady.
Fry lady.
Like, I've heard lunch lady, but...
I was just talking about hair nets, but yeah, I guess guys can have fucking long hair.
Yeah.
Not my day. Not when I was hanging around with my dad in the back of a train while I was...
Women wearing hair nets, guys have shaved heads with a tea towel tied around the side.
Yeah, no, that was fun for me.
Fuck, I hate you.
No, that was super. That was
the worst part is constantly through this day, I'm just like, fuck, I hate you, but I've had a lovely day.
That was super fun. That was super fun. I liked it. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Well, considering we're only 4 minutes in, apparently.
Yeah. We just started. Welcome to this podcast.
I don't know. I feel like we've done a lot of twiddling around, but I definitely want to get you back in. But I feel like we should probably soon wrap it up.
Yeah. I was feeling that
Got a
about
lot of
half
editing
hour
to
ago. Yeah.
Well, you kept telling me I had more editing to do, and I can't see where the line is between you just ripping on me for fun or actual criticism.
Oh, it's
It's a very you
so
like to dance between those lines a lot, and it's
I'll-
very unhelpful.
I'll help you out.
Yeah.
It's mostly criticism.
Yeah. It's all criticism. You just enjoy bits of it more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually both.
Yeah.
All the time.
But the point is, it's recorded, and I can put it out.
Yeah. Sick.
Uh,
Parting words.
you know what's fun? I'll get you to answer the first question I tried to ask, and then it didn't work. In terms of it getting answered, is Leongatha like? I've been to a lot of country towns where sometimes it's everybody's as poor as each other. You know, it's like a very even distribution. But then in Benalla, for example, there's a couple of spots where you're like, oh, there's some real fucking rich people that just live in this specific spot. Like, there's these rower, like, farmhouses out here where they're just ridiculously wealthy, or there's, like, these couple of really expensive houses. Is it, like, big enough that it's got, like, those kinds of random rich folk
Does it have
mixed in?
classes? No. No, it's a real working class town. So Leongatha, of its 4,250 population, 25% of that 4,250 population work at the milk factory in town.
Yep.
And that, by the way, includes so that 25% of the adult population of that work at the but like
That's taking in, like, retirees, like, everyone alive.
we're taking retirees, but then like if you think about 25% of the adult population, how many of those have kids and can't work, and so it actually ends up being a lot more. But everything is built around.
So it's like a third to half of households.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is reliant on that milk factory, which is Devondale.
Ah.
So it's Murray Goulburn, of which produce for Devondale.
Yep.
And Devondale and Murray Goulburn get their milk from the predominantly Dutch
Interesting.
farmers around. So the Dutch came during the 10-pound POM thing, which was actually extended to all of Europe. They just said, hey, come over here, we'll give you discount fucking prices for land and permanent residency, but we need to... It was a movement in the 60s where it's just like populate or perish.
Yeah.
Australia have resources, but we need people to farm and to dig for these resources to sell them. So it
Fill the
was
jobs.
a very successful organisation called Populate or Perish, and we got a bunch of Dutch farmers that said, like, hey, we'll give you discount land and permanent residency, and you'll never have to be an Australian citizen. So just come down and farm the land. That's all you have to do.
Yep.
And so they did, and then so Leongatha was is 100% exists because of the Dutch farmers around it that refused to get Aussie citizenships. They're Dutch permanent residences, and they're Dutch, and we love them. But like, my God, did they create a divide in our fucking. The Dutch called us you're a fucking townie, mate. You're just a townie, mate. We get up at 5 a.m.
I hate that.
You probably sleep until 9. It's like, can't I sleep until noon? All right. So you look dumb.
I fucking
right
hate
now.
that argument anyway, because I'm like, yeah, I get up and I've been up until 5.
Yeah.
Not even like where I'm like, because I'm out fucking like I'll be just writing,
Jerking
editing
off.
shit. Yeah, that's
5 yeah. Right, still editing shit, but just jerking off while you're editing it.
yeah. You know, you just chuck something on the headphones, just listen to some.
Looking at
moans.
your own bloody milk bottles for legs and going, hell yeah, man, we love it. Look how smooth. And so
Should never have pointed out the whole insecurity on that, but anyway.
no, you
Up to you anyway.
should have. I'm telling you, they're sexy legs. Anyway, fucking the
It's
Dutch.
honestly, I'm like, I like my calves, but it's the anyway.
You're
Yeah,
not,
so the Dutch.
You're not Dutch. You're not much. That's what I used to say. And still do probably. But yeah, they're surrounded by Dutch dairy farmers.
Mm-hmm.
That all the milk goes into the milk factory into Leongatha, which is I'm going to say this, the largest milk factory in the southern hemisphere. Sucks shit, Bolivia and Brazil, and the southern part of Argentina.
I love that suffix. Like when things get in the southern hemisphere, it always feels like we're in a lesser conference.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Eat shit, Tonga.
It's like, who we beating?
Yeah. Hey, Vanuatu, not today, brother. We have the larger milk factory.
It was in Benalla. We had for a while when I was working there, it was the largest organic mushroom farm in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Very
They're bullshit,
briefly.
though. You could still grow mushrooms there? We
Do
grew
they?
different
Yeah.
mushrooms. We did grow a lot of mushrooms in Leongatha, one of which became very famous.
Mm?
The mushroom killer.
What?
Don't know.
I'll have to look it up. The mushroom killer.
Oh,
Why did you just turn into like one of those interviews that they're doing it with Charles Manson? They're just answering questions.
no. The mushroom killer. You know.
I'm going to call it there, man. I've got a lot of editing to do. Thanks very much for coming along, man. Did you have anything to plug or anything like that?
No worries.
Instagram?
Jeremy, thank you very much for having me on.
Broken Home.
Thank you.
It's written on the wall behind you. You can't.
No. I do have a few things to promote.
Absolutely.
Schnitzel and Ted on the Friday, Burgers and Babes on the Saturday. I'm going to create a rolling discount code called Broken Homes, of which you can get 10% discount tickets on them. $10 off. Let's call it $10 off.
Awesome. $10 off. Discount code there. I will.
Broken Homes. Pop it in the socials, and I'll do a rolling discount on it.
I'll even probably do a QR code up or something like that. But any issues, DM me. But I'll also have that code up and available for you.
It's a
Where do they
topless
post
waitress
it?
bar, but it's a lot of fun. It's mainly me just doing jokes and then occasionally a tit or two.
But the code and everything that was entered in was there.
It's not part of our advertising. Yeah, you'll see a tit or two.
That's a nice little tag, though.
A tit or two?
Yeah, tit or two.
It's the worst tag.
So yeah, thanks very much for listening, guys. Beau's heading out to take a piss. At TechieWebby on Instagram. You can follow me there for updates on the show, little sketches, everything that I do like that. And apart from that, we'll see you next time. Peace.